Team Awesome is back!
That's right. Variant Tangled Talk is back with Team Awesome. Season 3 is almost here, guys. Just a couple more days.
Yes.
We are days away from the beginning of the last season.
So crazy.
Okay, so it's 100% officially a bomb format. We're going to get one new episode every weekday for at least 2 weeks. Well, not every weekday. We're going the 7th through the 11th and then the 15th through the 18th. So we're going to have a 3-day break in between. After that, we don't yet know what the schedule is. So, like, we're all keeping ourselves tuned to that.
I just checked before. It is 7:11 p.m. on 10/3/2019, just so you all know. I just checked Zap to it. There's nothing else listed after that. But, you know, things could change before the podcast goes up because we're magical like that.
We are. Also, as of 7:11 p.m. on October 3rd, 2019, we still have no video promos for Season 3. Today, DTVA did post on their official Instagram and Twitter the episode titles and dates for week 1, plus a rearranged poster that we've already seen. It was like all the same elements but put in different places and square so it could be on Instagram, you know. But other than that, we have not gotten a video promo at all, and if you are on Tumblr at all, then you know that we have been rioting.
Everyone's so salty.
We sort of anticipated that, like, after, you know, You're Kidding Me, they would have aired a promo, and it didn't happen, and we were, like, outraged. And then the next day, Elena did get a promo for Season 3, and we're like, oh, well, then maybe we'll get one today. And then it didn't happen. But guess what we did get? Puppy Dog Academy. We all know about Puppy
Man,
Dog Academy
I've
now.
never been madder at puppies in my life.
So Disney is, like, not promoting this at all. So, like, hey, guess what, fandom? It's, like, on us. Like, it's always been, but even more than before. Like, I saw a post on Tumblr, like, yesterday that was saying, how come I only just found out that Season 3 is starting next week? And I'm like, because they're not promoting it?
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, guys, salt. Lots of salt. But the salt is kind of fun also because, you know, we're doing it as a fandom.
It's made it kind of, like, distracting. Like, I keep going, oh, hey, the new episodes come out in, like, 3 days.
Yeah.
Been so focused on other stuff.
Like, being for this promo and being salty is distracting, and it's kind of nice. But on the plus side, we have episode descriptions to go with the titles.
Woo!
So we're going to discuss this, and we're going to speculate. So if you do not want spoilers, maybe skip this episode of Tangled Talk. We'll give you our permission to stop listening now so that you don't get spoiled. Otherwise, get ready to listen to us scream a lot in the next hour or so.
Y'all aren't even ready.
Okay, so we all know what the first episode is. That's Rapunzel's return, and that's going to be where, you know, they all go back to Corona. They find out, you know, why Cass did what she did, and then they go back to Corona, and somebody's taken over Corona, and we don't know who. And so, I mean, I think pretty much...
I'm really happy they haven't spoiled that yet.
Mm-hmm.
In the descriptions. I'm like, good, I
honestly,
don't want to know yet.
That's the one really good thing about not having a video promo is that we're going in blind, all
Heck
of
yeah.
us. Like, all we have is really vague episode description, and it's kind of exciting to be going in blind. It reminds me of, like, I know that Kelsey went into, what was it, Queen for a Day blind?
Because they had, like, the books and the
yeah.
commercials, and I stayed off Tumblr for 2 weeks because there was so much information. I don't have that anymore, but...
Like, I did read Tangled Before Ever After before the episode came out, but, like, reading the book was going into it blind.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, like, still, this was a fresh story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that part is really exciting, and I approve of that part a lot. I just don't approve of Disney not promoting Tangled. That's all it comes down to. So after that episode, the first one is Return of the King.
Can I just say, I called it. I posted about this on Instagram. I know Becky mentioned it in the last podcast, but I had planted that seed on, like, the Monday beforehand. We were joking about it, and she was like, oh, I'm so sad there's going to be a Frederick-centric episode. And I'm like, haha, what if it's about Eddie? And I'm like, haha, oh, that'd be nice. Well, it is!
So, the official description is, King Edmund arrives in Corona to give his son Eugene a family heirloom. When the heirloom is stolen, Eugene reluctantly joins his father on a journey to retrieve it. So first of all, I want to start with that Edmund's gonna show up in Corona and everybody's gonna be like, who is this guy? And Eugene's gonna be like, my dad.
Eugene's like, oh no.
Arrive on a big thing of ravens. We were joking about that, but now it's a possibility.
So fast. How else would he have gotten there so fast if he does not fly in on a big thing of ravens?
I'm
Like
so
my
excited.
Hammy, the bravest of them all.
Oh my
I
god!
salute
But, like,
you,
I just
Hammy.
imagine him making this gigantic spectacle upon his arrival, and everybody's like, "Who is this guy?" And she's like,
It's just
"I
gonna
would
be
like to,
Oh my god.
I would like to introduce you to King Edmund of the Dark Kingdom. Hi, Dad." And just like seeing everybody lose it.
Oh my god, I'm so
Oh my God.
excited.
I hope the captain's there that will brighten his day after,
Oh my
learning that
gosh. He might
daughter's
hand it up.
evil.
Oh my gosh, if the captain is there, he might be like, "Hey, Dad, King Dad, how's it going, King Dad?"
I just want to watch Edmund like try to interact with people. Like he's not very good at it. I'm so
It's gonna
excited.
be so funny.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for it.
It's
And
gonna be so
I
good.
had speculation the other day that I really liked, where it's like Edmund shows up, and what if he's like, "Oh, you know what that gate needs? Lion statues."
Oh my gosh.
That's what I've been screaming.
That's what I've been screaming.
I'm just gonna warn you all in advance. You probably already guessed this. Like the second you read the title, or the episode description, you were like, "Oh god, Ellie's gonna just scream forever." Yes, I will.
She did.
I'm going to be an absolute disaster on Tuesday, and until we record the podcast, and even after that, I will continue to be an absolute disaster because I am getting the episode that I wanted after I found out about Eddie.
I'm so
Like,
excited.
I was like, I need a father-son bonding episode, or Disney will be hearing from my lawyers. All of these lawyers I know.
Guys, it just struck me how close Monday is.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
I'm so
so close.
excited.
Like, we're almost there. It's amazing. Like, we are so close that, like, we're there. It's just, we're there. I mean, as soon as the weekend is here, we're basically there. It's amazing.
Listen,
Um,
it's
the second
technically
part of this,
Monday, but
I
it's
also wanted
actually
to-
Sunday for us.
Yeah, Sunday night, you know? So, like, but,
I
so,
did want to mention about the description. I posted about it, and somebody was like, "Why does Eugene reluctantly want to get the heirloom back?" And I'm like, "Oh no, you sweet
I
little
think he
lamb.
just
He's
reluctantly wants to
reluctant
hang out with his
because
dad.
he doesn't want to be with his dad, but I'm forcing him
absolutely.
to. The writers are forcing him to, and I'm so happy about
I'm
that.
so
And
excited.
speaking of the heirloom, my money is, like, literally on it being his mother's
Gonna
neck.
be
What
the
else would it
next-
be?
It's
Like a
what?
is it
Well,
Hamuel? Like what?
Okay, somebody
It could
suggested
be
to me
Eugene's
today.
crown. It could be
Yeah,
Eugene's crown
somebody
or his
suggested to
mom's
me today
crown.
it's a crown.
It's Hamuel.
It could either be
So,
yeah.
like,
It's Hammy.
But I-
Oh my god.
it's Hammy. Oh my god, Hamuel's kidnapped. Hamuel gets kidnapped and they have to go save it, and that's why Eugene's reluctant. He's like,
Eugene's
"Do
like,
we
just
really have
let
to
him go.
get that
Let
bird?
him go.
Just let it go, Dad.
Does Eugene not want to go with Edmund? He's like, "Do we really have to go rescue the bird?" And Eddie's like, "Of course. He's yours."
Oh my god, that would be amazing. I am all for that. Okay, I my money's on the necklace, but I am 100% all for it being Hamuel. Because, like, holy crap,
That's
that'd be
beautiful
amazing.
Track theory, Kelsey. Thank you for that.
That's great. I love it. Okay, I'm done with that. So yeah. So the following episode is Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? Which, like, so we've kind of known that this episode existed for over a year now. And I am so surprised that it is so early in season 3.
Mhm.
No.
Like, what? That third episode? Rapunzel and Eugene's friends, Angry and Red, return to Corona permanently, which is
Yay!
their return quickly becomes a nightmare when the kingdom is stalked by a werewolf. So, like, I had this random thought the other day, just like, haha, little Red Riding Hood. And then like, it actually a theory. Because the first time we meet the girls, it's like kind of a joint episode. It's about the two of them as a team. And then the second time we see them, it's more about Angry. So it would actually make sense for this one to be more about Red.
Mhm.
And so, like, what if this actually is a Red-centric episode? And we get to see more of her. And what if we get more bonding with her and Lance? For God's sakes, he didn't get to see his little girl last time. Ah!
I just had a thought.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, so Angry and Red are returning permanently. Does that mean someone's going to adopt them? What if it's Lance?
Oh my
wait,
gosh.
Lance is also a dark prince by proxy. Therefore, the girls are dark princesses. You're welcome. Edmund gained 2 sons and possibly 2 granddaughters.
But also somebody pointed out on Tumblr, I don't remember if it was in reply to what I said or just a conversation I was having with someone, but somebody speculated, what if Angry's the werewolf?
Oh, that would be really cool.
So it's like, that would be kind of amazing that it's like, they show up and then all of a sudden
she gets
all these
turned
werewolves.
into a werewolf.
Exactly my point.
Because I feel like they would have noticed already.
Yeah,
Like the other one would have noticed.
Yeah, I don't think that it's like something that has been part of it the entire time, but maybe this is like her first true transformation. Maybe she like got bitten by a wolf on the way back to Corona and they didn't know it was a werewolf. And anyway, so fun thoughts.
It's gonna be crazy.
The next one is the lost treasure of Herz-Sasan. After discovering a map to a mythical treasure, Rapunzel believes that holding a race to claim it will be just the pick-me-up the people of Corona need. So
This sounds like a fun throwaway episode.
well, not only that though, but I feel like bringing Herz-Sasan back up almost implies that it really is a separatist of Seporia
Yeah.
to Corona, and the people of Corona need to pick me up. So are they like still down after being taken over? And so like this isn't going to be something that just gets brushed under the rug.
Corona just
So,
can't catch a
like-
break. Like
They really cannot.
things were so quiet when Rapunzel left. Like she came back and things are crazy again.
Yeah, all they did see. Well, I mean, their king went kind of like nutso on the poor thieves and stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's
other
true.
Than that,
Oh my god, I bet that's something Monty would say. Like, things would be better if you just stayed in that tower or stayed away.
Oh my god.
It'd be like, whoa, Monty.
whoa,
deep cut. I don't know if Eugene
Come on.
likes you anymore.
Right? Okay. So yeah, so that one, to me, that implies that we're getting the Separatists again.
Mhm.
So, I really,
Welcome back, Andrew. We missed you so much.
I am so excited. I mean, and I am like 99% sure it's the Separatists who took over Corona. Like, I know that people are still in Varian's corner, but I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
So, yay.
I would like to believe it's Varian. I just don't know if he has the ability. Not to say he's not capable. He did a very good job the first time. I just don't know if he can take over the entire kingdom,
Mhm.
and I also don't know if he wants to.
take
Yeah.
over the entire. And also, like, I honestly believe Frederick that he said he was going to get Varian help, and so I prefer to think of it as Varian has been spending the past year being helped,
Mhm.
not plotting revenge. So
And maybe
I
he's
mean, I
actually
totally-
fighting on Corona's side at this point.
Mhm.
I mean, and I totally understand the desire to get greater character development out of him. Like, I understand the feeling of loss if people are like, oh, so now he's just good and we don't ever see that happen. I'm like,
Mhm.
I get that would suck.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if they're going to dedicate the time to developing Varian to that extent if they wouldn't even put him in season 2.
Yeah.
I
So,
hope he gets I hope we actually get to see his transformation back to good if he goes back to good.
Mhm.
I mean,
yeah,
I fully believe
And
that
here's
he will
also-
probably, he will probably be good again. But I just don't know. We'll
Mhm.
have
Yeah.
to wait and see.
Absolutely. So then on Friday, this is going to close next week out beautifully.
Wonderfully.
So we have the whole weekend to scream about it.
Okay. I'm going to pause right now, guys, and let you know that I was thinking about this episode right before we started the podcast, and I started getting emotional just thinking about it before the podcast. So if I get emotional right now talking about what this episode might be like, forgive me. And next time we discuss it, like, oh man, I'm going to be like,
It hasn't even hit me yet because I've been so wrapped up in Return of the King. But probably after that episode, I'll be like, oh my god. I'm so excited.
This episode is titled No Time Like the Past. As an ancient hourglass sends Rapunzel and Pascal back in time, and their only hope of returning to the present is in the hands of a teenage Lance and Eugene.
Oh my god.
Yes, God.
And the fact that Rapunzel's gonna see him, I can't handle it.
We finally get to see actual backstory.
Yes!
Not just like, oh, he's a little baby getting set away from the Dark Kingdom. This is actual backstory.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the thoughts I had is, I mean, it's kind of a twofold thought. First part of the thought is, so how hard is Rapunzel going to have to try to set him on a good path? Because if he becomes a good person as a kid, then he'll never become a thief and never steal the crown and never climb the tower. And basically, how hard is she going to have to try to not change the past? But on the other hand,
What
is
if
she
Rapunzel has to pretend to be a thief?
that would be adorable.
And has to use
okay,
things
honestly,
she's been taught by Eugene.
Oh.
honestly, here, look at it this way, though. Another thought I had, I mean, this is tangential.
Yeah.
But another thought I had is that in every season, she has had an instance where she had to pretend to not be her. And so she came up with a not very good alias. So I'm wondering if she's going to come up with a brand new, not very good alias for this episode so that she won't call herself Rapunzel, so that Eugene in the future won't be like, Rapunzel, I used to know a Rapunzel, you know?
Yeah.
And so just like, so is she going to have to come up with an alias? Is she actually going to have to set him on the path to thieving? Like, what if she purchases the comb that he then pickpockets off of her and gets his name engraved on it?
But we know he's been stealing since he was at least 10, so I think
True,
right?
true,
yeah,
true.
10.
Yeah, that's because, okay, the comb was the first thing he stole, and he stole the knife when, 15 years ago.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay, so,
So
okay.
he was,
Okay.
yeah.
Still have
Sorry to shoot
No,
that
no.
one down. I just was like,
I'm fine. Shoot down the stuff that's...
you know, I have an encyclopedic knowledge of Eugene.
I
This
do
is
too.
how
I
just
just get
his father.
Get flabbergasted, flummoxed with, like, emotion.
No, that's fair.
So,
understand.
I mean, how many times have I done that to you, that Ellie? You're like, what if this happens? I'm like, honey, that can happen.
You're like, wait. You
Oh,
forgot
you're
about
right, baby.
this important thing, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
Fine.
it happens. But yeah, so what if she has to try to pretend to be a thief? What if she comes up with another really not great alias? And it better be a new one. She can't reuse one of the other ones. She just can't.
Be Cobra McBlood Puncher again.
Yes, she can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I know that was like a fake thief name the last time, but she didn't even really try to steal anything but Eugene. So, and I'm also like losing my mind over the idea that we are going to get an entirely new character design for Lance. Just
It's gonna be so fun.
Oh my god, because he was a little like egg toddler, and then he's like Lance the way we know him now. So when he's a teenager, what stage is he going to be in? Is he going to be kind of like half egg? Is he going to have burned off the baby fat but not gotten broad in the shoulders yet? I mean, what is that boy going to look like when he's a teenager?
And then Eugene, oh my god, he's gonna be skinny. He might have long hair at that time. You guys, we might get long hair Eugene.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be a
long
little
hair Eugene.
goober.
Oh, ponytail. Oh my gosh, the little
know.
pony. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
The ponytail.
Oh.
No, Ricky's quest, guys. The ponytail.
Oh.
Varian had that lock of hair in his Flynn Rider shrine.
Yes, but isn't he going to announce it at the start of the season? And this is.
He just said he's going to announce what it is, but that doesn't mean that he's going to announce when it happens.
Okay.
So what if
the
it's that little
ponytail?
bitty
You're right.
ponytail and like Varian, the ponytail that I'm going to have to post this on Tumblr
What
as
if-
soon as we
what-
get off this.
What if Rapunzel cuts it off?
She
And
cuts his hair in return.
Oh my god.
It's a short of glass to cut his hair. Oh my god.
I'll lose it. I'll
I-
lose it.
I'm
Also,
really die.
Amberly on Instagram today says that this is a really good episode. So like,
Yeah.
Oh, cha!
I'm excited.
Yeah. There's no way. And I really liked, I don't remember if one of you said it or if somebody else said it, but the whole thought of Eugene seeing her for the first time and just being like, oh my god, she's the most beautiful lady
Yes.
ever.
Healthy. What if he gets like instant crush on her?
Oh my
he
god.
What if he makes
then,
the
like,
same face that he
and then when
makes
she-
when he sees her the first
Oh
time?
my
And
god.
then when she
movie.
gets back to the present, he's like, I knew you looked familiar.
I really liked, I can't remember if one of you said it as well or if somebody else said it, but her giving him his first kiss, but
Oh,
not
that
like
would be
on
so
the lips, but like
cute.
on the cheek or something.
Or the
She was-
forehead or something.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's gonna
Oh,
just.
if she gave him a forehead kiss, maybe that's where he got forehead kisses from.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
I know that Ricky primarily worked on the tentpoles of season 3, but he did do some episodes in season 3. It's just can't really remember what they were. So I'm wondering if this is a Ricky episode.
Oh
If
my
it is,
gosh. We're
Ricky?
doomed.
I hate you. I'm saying it in advance, so you know. But yeah,
Okay. So
I love you, and I hate you.
following episode is Beginnings, and this is another holy crap that feels one. As Rapunzel struggles with Cassandra's betrayal, the princess recounts the story of how she and Cassandra first became friends.
We're gonna see Lost Lagoon stuff.
Except
Probably
not,
not the Lost Lagoon.
but we're gonna see brunette Rapunzel.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sitting here thinking, and she's gonna be recounting the story about how they met. Who doesn't know that story yet, Varian?
Uh-huh.
This might be a Varian episode, guys. I mean, he's not name dropped, but what if she's telling Varian? What if she's telling Edmund? What if she's telling, who knows who I mean, because it's Eugene was there, he knows.
Yeah.
Her parents were there, they know. So I would assume Lance knows by now. They've been on the road together for a year, but I don't know, maybe he didn't ask. I wouldn't put it past him. But so it's the question really is, who is she telling? So
Who knows?
Yeah. So
I just hope it's
that's
set
gonna be,
during right when she comes home. That's all I want from that
Me
episode.
too.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta look at it this way. It's how they met and
Yeah.
became friends. So
So it's
that's
probably
probably
gonna
the
be
case.
the first couple days, if not the first day she's
I
home.
hope so.
I'm gonna.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
That's all I want is that. Oh my
God.
gosh.
Fresh out of the house, brunette Rapunzel.
I will Mick lose it.
Honestly,
Fred is
first
gonna be
5
so
episodes- these
oh, I
first
love
7
my
episodes,
baby.
It's all that we have ever wanted out of Tangled.
Oh my
it really
gosh.
is. It's where have you been? It's crazy.
And
Okay.
oh my God, Eugene's gonna be on his toes. He's gonna be like, I'm not trying to steal things. I promise.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Maybe
Oh my
we'll
god, and Cass,
understand.
let's go back to
why
Cass
they started-
absolutely hating him. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. What if we learned how they started, bumping heads?
Oh my gosh.
What he did to make her go, oh, I hate him.
Okay, so the following episode after that, it looks kind of silly, except for it's got some interesting points to it. The King and Queen of Hearts. Rapunzel finds that her parents' memory loss has made them forget how they fell in love. Things get complicated when King Trevor tries to steal the Queen's heart.
I'm
So first
excited.
of all, memory loss, and the way that they say it so casually implies that this is something that's going to happen before this episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the memory loss, it's this is something that's already happened. So that actually makes everybody's thoughts rewind back to the very beginning of the season, and it's will they already have memory loss when we come back to Corona? Because
And that's another point
No.
for the separatists of
Mhm.
Seporia, because
Because they
when's
had the
the only
memory loss.
time we've seen memory loss? With the separatists of Seporia's apothecary cart.
Mhm.
also with the
Boom.
with the article promo for this season, they mentioned Clementine, who was a memory stealing witch.
Mhm.
Clearly she is to blame, but is she gonna be there when they get there?
Yeah.
Honestly, was it so easy for the Separatists to take over because they showed up and hit Ariana and Frederick right away? Are Ariana and Frederick the only ones who have memory loss?
Mm.
Or is
Yeah.
it gonna be the captain also, and
What
Stan and
if-
Pete and
Oh God, I just realized something really terrible. What if that's a cop out for Varian? What if they erase his memory and then but they they erase a selective part or something, or they
Yeah.
just can't say words. They erase all of it, and Rapunzel's just he's like, "Hi, princess," and she's like, "Oh my God, Varian, you're not mad at me anymore," and he's like, "Mad? Why would I
I'd be mad at you.
Oh my gosh.
That's
So,
terrible.
I
livid.
really
Oh my gosh.
for all of our sake that's not what happens, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really upset too,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
that is such a terrible cop out.
But also, okay, but back on the plot of this episode,
My dark prophet powers don't relate to Varian, right? Even though he's also from the Dark Kingdom. Gosh,
Right.
darn it.
Well, here's the thing. He's not. He was born in Corona.
Well, yes, but he has Dark Kingdom blood running through his veins, so I worry for him. I worry for anyone I say anything about now.
But I'm also gonna say though we don't know for a fact that he's 100% Dark Kingdom. For all we know, his mom was Coronian. So
I'm well aware of that. I'm just saying. He's got a whole Dark Kingdom. So occasionally I might have moments of clarity about him, and I might get things right. And I hopefully am not right in this case, because that would suck.
Okay, but second question about this whole memory loss thing. If they're not remembering how they fell in love, like, are they regaining parts of their memories as time goes on? Because I had the thought that maybe, I mean, it's like obviously Rapunzel doesn't return to Corona with the book, with the potion in it. So maybe like Xavier and Varian are like trying to figure it out together, and maybe this is part of Varian's redemption, that he's part of the process of trying to restore their memories. They just don't know what was used, and so they have to kind of guess on the process of getting it back. And so maybe incorrect potions are getting their memories back piecemeal, but they like can't remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
But completely unexpected, King Trevor. Like, I'm like so ready for this. Like, oh my god, King Trevor is going to be trying to woo Ariana. Excuse me?
It's gonna be so funny.
It's gonna be great. Like, oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, I mean, this is, and also interestingly, like for Ariana Appreciation Month, I wrote a fanfic about Frederick and this other prince were like fighting for Ariana's hand, and the other prince was Trevor's younger brother. So like, I'm a little psychic too over here. Like, no, but yeah, so yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting episode. Like, super duper.
Mm-hmm.
So Day of the Animals is the next one. In this one, Max, Pascal, and the animals must rescue Rapunzel and the gang from being trapped forever in a magical prison.
I had a thought about this earlier.
Okay.
Is Hammy included in the animals?
I hope so.
Better be, since you're going to rescue him in the second episode of this season.
I'm so excited because, like, Max, Pascal, Fidel, they're all gonna be like, okay, we got a game plan, we got to figure out what we're doing, and Hammy's just gonna be like, it's like, oh, Hammy, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Okay,
here's another interesting thing.
Hates you. You're perfect.
Here's another interesting thing. Like, I remember well before the series even started, I had said things that I want from the series is I would love I would love an episode where the animals are the main characters and there's like not a lot of dialogue because everything is happening between the animals. This might be that episode.
Mm-hmm.
You mean like like Tangled Ever After, but it doesn't piss us off because it's not, ruining something we've been waiting for.
Exactly.
Right.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last episode of this particular bomb that we know of so far, this is just as far as our feelers reach, is Be Very Afraid. When Corona is overcome by a new strain of rocks that induces fearful visions, Rapunzel teams up with Varian to put an end to the new threat. So if nothing else, Varian comes back at the end of the 2 weeks. So, I mean, I sincerely doubt we're not going to see him before then.
Oh, yeah.
I'm positive we're going to see him before then. But he's, like, got limelight in this episode, and that's kind of awesome. Also, Fearful Visions, new strain of rocks. Cass, what are you up to?
Yeah, Cass.
Yes.
I had another thought just today that Matthews is really good at controlling dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthews plus Cass could equal Fearful Rocks, which means that this might be our introduction to the Zontiri part of the plot.
Yeah.
I just had another thought. Maybe this will be our third Donna Murphy cameo.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rapunzel will be like, ha, 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 fire.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what Eugene's is. Like, what is his? What is it, like,
Eugene's
biggest
could
fears or
also
something?
Eugene's could also have Gothel. He could imagine getting stabbed
Oh.
Yeah. After all, Tom said he was practicing.
No, God. Oh, rest in peace,
What
bud.
if that counts? Okay, you know how we all have like the Tangled Death Deadpool? Like, does Eugene getting stabbed to death in his own worst nightmare count as Eugene dying?
I would say yes. We can definitely ask, but
Well,
I
I have
would
to ask Beth, but yeah, that seems like it should count.
Yeah.
It's not
like
quite the
the
same as
fake
getting stabbed in the chest and like getting back up because there was a book in the way. It's not the same. If he actually dies in his nightmare but then wakes up, does that count? You know?
I would
What
say
what if he dies in Rapunzel's nightmare? Does that count?
Oh,
If
I
a
would
character
say
dies
no.
more than once, do you get multiple points for that?
he could also die in Edmund's vision.
Eugene's like, could I maybe not die?
He's like, can you all stop imagining me
Episode
dying?
out. I
Also,
just want to
very
get
flattering,
this episode
but-
out, okay? So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, and it's called "Be Very Afraid," and it's October 18th. And if we don't get anything else until November, then that means that this is our Halloween episode.
Yes.
So
Whee!
so much for everybody sitting around the campfire telling scary stories, huh, guys?
I hope we don't get anything until November. We're gonna need like a break.
We are. Well, honestly, like, okay, so yeah, I'm really hoping that if they want to do like this kind of crap and just be like, first few weeks of the month, here's a whole bunch of episodes, I'm like, okay, I'll suck it up.
Mhm.
But like, it would be super duper awesome if like they gave us a break in between these bombs, and so they were
Come
like,
on, 6-month hiatus. No.
never thought I'd be asking for that.
No, right?
I just looked at the calendar, and if we continue to have the bomb format, and it's like Tuesday through Friday, and it's every week, we're gonna be done by November 8th.
Which would actually put them on track for putting everything
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's plausible. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not ruling it out. Just because we haven't seen that far into the future yet doesn't mean that that's not the plan. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. But
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
November
Um,
8th is exactly 21. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
And it would actually go faster than that, because if they do like they're doing now, where they put the premiere on the Monday and then do Tuesday through Friday, and they do Tuesday through Friday unless there's a premiere, and then the premiere goes on the Monday, not the premiere, tentpole.
Mhm.
Yeah,
put
yeah,
the
I know what you
On the
mean.
Monday and then the Tuesday through Friday. So yeah, so it actually probably be more like the 7th.
Yeah.
Again, come on, 6-month hiatus.
Oh my god.
People, that makes a lot of people mad. They're like, no more hiatuses. I'm like, shut your mouth.
No. Honestly, I was like getting antsy by the end of the hiatus, but like I didn't want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've been so stressed out, and I've had such an emotional roller coaster because of this. I didn't want this. This is like they're ending it too soon. They're ending it too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like it hurts. Like, and the fact that they're not promoting it like hardly at all is like, it feels like they're just trying to push it out of the way until
Mhm.
it's done. Like, no, that's not what I wanted. Don't be jerks to me. I'm nice.
They're
Yeah.
like,
Hopefully we'll get a
you
promo
want us
tomorrow.
to air more Tangled? Okay, we'll air all of it in like a month.
Honestly, it
Does that
feels
make
like
you
a freaking
happy?
monkey's paw wish. Like, it's a monkey's paw wish. It's like, I'm like, guys, here's what we want. And they're like, oh, that's what you want? Then we're going to put it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're like, yay. And they're like, on weekdays. And we're like, what? And they're like, every weekday. And we're like, what? Just like, yeah. So, craziness. Dissatisfaction.
We should
Yeah.
probably know by the day Return of the King comes out. We should be able to check DVRs and stuff like that to see, because that'll
Yeah.
be 2 weeks out from the next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see if we're continuing on from there.
Well, I haven't seen them say that they're complete and they're done with it, so I feel like there's still gonna have to be a little bit of a break.
Yeah, that's true. We have not seen
Yeah.
like ding, 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 we're done. And
Yeah.
they always announce it when they finish a series.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
So, or when they finish a season, rather. So, yeah, so animation's probably not done, but it's probably getting close to done.
I know Chris was in the mixing a song not that long ago. I want to say it was like
Yeah.
last week.
No, it was before last week. I
Oh.
think it was like 2 weeks ago. Time is okay, guys. Just so you know, there was no September. Like,
Right.
it happened. It's just it went blip, and we just jumped a month. So
Yeah.
like everything that happened in September seems like it happened last week, and it actually happened like 3 weeks ago.
I know my friend is gonna have been married for a month on Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Already?
Yeah, I know.
What?
September didn't freaking happen. Like,
It
the
flies
wedding happened,
by.
and then it was October.
So yeah, so time's going screwy. So we'll keep you guys updated as we always do. As we mentioned previously, what we intend to do with the schedule from now on out, as long as it's this bomb format, is that if it's a tentpole episode, it gets a dedicated episode. Otherwise, we're just gonna split the episodes evenly, and we're gonna have 2 Tangled talks a week, because what else are we gonna do? You
We're
know?
gonna have
And shout out to the
3
people that
next
have been
week.
worried about us, because we've also been worried about us.
Really sweet, guys. Honestly, we're like flabbergasted every time we find out how much our fans like us, and we like you too. So like honestly, it's so touching every time you send us an ask. Like yesterday, I got the ask about like, "Hey, you guys got to record on Wednesday? Or are you waiting for a promo?" And I'm like, "Oh, you want to know? You want to know when your show's coming out? That's so cute."
It's so sweet.
So like, yeah, shout out to everybody who's been sending us like thoughts about how you're gonna handle this. Are you guys are gonna be so swamped? You're not gonna make yourselves do like 2-hour podcasts every time, are you? And so like, yeah. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. We're going to attempt to do like record twice a week, and just, I mean, that's the nice thing about having the weekends is that like we'll be able to catch up a little bit on weekends. So it's gonna be cray.
Yeep.
It'll be interesting.
And also, crazily enough, next week, this is gonna be odd for me. I'm seeing Anastasia.
Ooh.
Oh, fun.
This is another thing about like September not happening, is that my friends and I, we were all talking about going to see Anastasia, and then like a couple days ago, my friend's like, "So we're gonna see it on the 10th," and I'm like, "Already?" What the hell? So like, yeah. So that's gonna be an interesting evening, because I will probably get back from Anastasia and like watch the episode, because I'm like,
It all kind of like worked out right.
It's the No Time Like the Past episode. I have
Yeah.
to watch that.
Yeah.
I have like nothing this month, so like I'm like, thank you, Tangled. You're gonna make this possible for me.
Yeah.
I might stay up till midnight for No Time Like the Past. We will
Yeah,
see.
I might.
I'm definitely staying up for Return of the King. You all know that already. I don't even have to tell you guys.
I was like, I'm only staying up for the premiere, and I was like, well, I have to stay up for Edmund.
Yes! Gotta stay up for my Dark King.
That's another really frustrating thing, is that because they are airing it at such an inaccessible time, it's like all of us viewers are having to now like schedule our time around watching this show. Like, I'm the first person in at work, but I never know when everybody else is going to start showing up, because my bosses like have an inconsistent schedule. So I can't guarantee that I can watch it first thing in the morning when I get to work. So I'm like, guess I'm staying up.
And I'm
you
not
know?
going to stay off the
staying-
internet for half of the day, so I can wait
Yeah.
to watch it in the afternoon.
That
Like,
too.
sorry,
Yeah,
not
but-
doing it.
But I will say that with Return of the King, because I'm seeing musical the night before, not Return of the King, I'm sorry, No Time Like the Past.
Uh-huh.
What I'm going to do with No Time Like the Past is I might get up and watch it on Friday morning before I go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll depend upon what time I get home from the musical, because that makes a huge difference. So,
My schedule right now is if I'm at my desk Wednesdays through Fridays, which I tend to be, but sometimes, I'm at the front desk instead of my desk. But I will be like, okay, so I'm taking my 2 15-minute breaks right after I clock in to watch the episode. And then I'll just take my 30-minute lunch later.
I love that your boss
that
is like,
time.
okay.
Yeah, no one is gonna freaking care.
I work with family. I was like, I just want to let you all know I have to watch Tangled in here next week, so you will all get to experience that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Kelsey falling out of her chair onto the floor at work.
It's gonna be great.
They'll be like, what's
Yeah.
wrong?
You
Tangled.
guys,
Honestly, I keep Tumblr open at work all day, because it's like, when my brain needs a break from work, I can just flip over to Tumblr real fast and see what's going on. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to deny myself that just to avoid spoilers. So
Yeah.
I'm absolutely going to, suffer sleep deprivation until the weekend every time I have to, So
I have a funny thing. So the day I was planning to take, anytime I heard there was going to be like, an Edmund centric episode, I was like, well, I'm going to take the day off. Well, I can't take Tuesdays off. So I have to work next Tuesday. But also, I'm going to be meeting a new person who's joining our D&D campaign, and I'm like, oh, what a terrible day for someone to meet me.
Honestly, you gotta look at it this way. They're going to meet the most honest version
It's
of you that
true.
exists.
That's what
And
one of
so,
my
like, if they
coworkers
can't handle
said.
you, after Edmund, then they can't handle you. Period.
That's what one of my coworkers said, and I'm like, oh, that's actually really sweet. But she's like, yeah, that's your truest self, and I'm like, it really is. So yeah, I already told our DM, I was like, please apologize to her for me. I will be a disaster that day. If I start randomly crying at any point during the game, it's because I'm going to be thinking about the episode. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like,
People
yeah.
don't understand.
He wasn't, I think he started in June, so he was a little late to the whole Dark Prince Eugene thing. It had already happened like 2 months ago, so.
Honestly, there have been a lot of people who have caught up on the series during the hiatus, this past hiatus. Mm-hmm. And so I'm seeing a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, like, the premiere is going to be my first unspoiled episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's so exciting.
It's so cool. I love seeing, like, I love that there are, like, still new people to the fandom, which just goes to show Disney, if you would promote it, more people would watch it.
Stinker.
Like, oh, what, Salt at Disney? No, not these days. They've never done anything wrong. So, yeah. But, like, craziness, like, this is just, I mean, I'm excited, and I'm, like, sad, and I'm nervous, and I'm, like, angry, not at the show, but at Disney as a parent company, I'm angry. So even though Disney is not promoting the series at all, the cast sure is. So I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but if you haven't, check out the cast TikTok of Ready As I'll Ever Be, because, well, for one thing, it sprouted a meme, and for another thing, the freaking cast did Ready As I'll Ever Be on TikTok. It's amazing.
Oh.
It was like the best video of like the year.
It's
I'm
so
sorry.
cool.
Everybody else can go home. They win TikTok. The end. That's just, I'm sorry. That's how it works. The end. So, I mean, I've been this roller coaster of emotions for the past couple weeks. I mean, and today, like, the salt level reached, I don't want to say it's peak because there's still tomorrow's episode, but today it's like, the first 3 days of the week, it's like, oh no, maybe there'll be a promo, and now I'm just like, there's not going to be a promo, guys. Who wants to not watch a promo in 20 minutes? I mean, it's just
If there's no promo tomorrow, people are gonna freaking riot. It's gonna be hilarious.
At least you guys get to listen to the greatest song ever.
That's true.
That's nice.
I love where they ended the episode today. I was dying. It's as soon as she shuts the door and it just goes to black.
shuts the door in the face.
I was like, that is so crappy.
Bam.
Is it when she puts her forehead on the
No, it's before that.
Oh my god.
It's the door closing in her face. I was like, that was so dirty.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's actually a really great place to break the episode.
I was like, wow, that's a crappy cliffhanger if you've never seen it. And I was like, oh, wait, but the next episode is a really crappy cliffhanger, too.
True fact.
Anybody who's watching it for the first time right now, like, doesn't have to wait very long to find out how that's resolved.
Yeah, I know, right? Lucky.
Jeez. Like, okay, I mean, and I'm honestly stoked that we're going to get at least some hint as to what's going on in Cass's head before, like, they get back to Corona. It's like, yay, we get to know. It's not going to be just this very quiet, blanket, silent, blah, 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 blah. So.
She's going to say it, and we're going to be like, oh.
Oh, gosh, we're all goobers. I'm also really happy, like, when I saw that the second episode was about Edmund, I was like, oh, so he doesn't die in the first one, right? Yay!
I mean, we're still crossing fingers for Adira.
Yeah, well.
Oh, God, I'm so worried. They don't mention her at all.
I have not mentioned her at all yet.
Oh, God.
Adira.
Adira! Oh, God, no, please, Cass, don't. I can't lose another Dark Kingdom person. It's gonna kill me.
Oh,
I mean, we don't know.
People for a season and a half, and if any.
I mean, we don't know if Kieran's dead. He could still be okay.
I really doubt it.
Kieran's taking a long nap.
Yeah. I'm just afraid we're gonna lose all of the
Brotherhood,
all of the Dark Kingdom, except for Eugene. He's still alive. At least I have that. But he did die once. And he's
I was gonna say.
die again.
Sorry,
He
Eugene.
makes it to the wedding.
Mhm.
And he makes it to narrate the wedding, so we know
Oh,
he's
thank
too.
you,
He
God.
does not die of like cyanide wedding cake or anything like that.
Thank you, Jesus. I would be so sad.
All right, guys, I think we have rambled on long enough for this. So we'll be tuning back in next week with probably lots of screaming.
Yep.
Actually,
Yes.
Absolutely.
definitely lots of screaming.
It'll
Oh
be
my God,
less-
guys, you're gonna be getting new songs in the next
I know.
episode.
I'm so excited. That's like all I care about right now is new songs.
New songs.
Like, okay, like legitimately the other day I was on my way to work and Hookfoot song came on and I like got all misty on it. I'm like, we're getting new songs.
I'm so
Just
excited.
like listening to like the weakest song in season 2 got me approaching the songs in season 3. Just like, it's crazy. I'm so excited. We're getting Tangled back in days. A
We're
matter
getting
of days.
Y'all, we're getting that absolute bop that's got the
Ladder
stairs in it
song.
soon.
The ladder song. We're getting the ladder song. Yay!
So excited.
Or how about that one where like Mandy was like jumping and waving her arms while she was singing it?
Yes.
I forgot about that. I gotta go watch that video again. Oh,
It's
yeah.
so exciting.
So yeah, I am genuinely excited, and I'm sure that like once we are inundated with episodes, like I mean, I'll probably have a little bit of like, geez, slow down.
Yeah.
But I will also just be having the time of my life, you
Yeah.
know.
We're all gonna
I'm
have
like,
a little
okay,
bit of a
I'm
mental
gonna
breakdown.
like
It's gonna be alright.
determined to face this the way a kid faces it, and not like talking to my friends, you know, on the playground. Just like I'm going to absorb as much of it as my parents will let me watch at a time. So
Mhm.
that's how I'm gotta try to face this, because that's the only way to survive.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna try to be positive about this. Like, think about it this way, guys. In not very long, it's not going to matter how fast we got the episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hang in there. Yay for next week, guys! Yay! It's starting. And yeah, and so we will talk to you guys again next week after we have seen the season 3 premiere.
Yes.
Talk to you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.